Hey guys, Richard at Ryden's Room here. This is my latest review, this time for Season 1 of Game On. My DVD set from 2004, the day that Season 2 and 3 got released, I bought this set. I don't know how it survived a few tears, but overall, for such an old DVD set, along with the discs playing perfectly, the case has done quite well. I'm not sure how, but I'm not complaining. Hopefully I won't have to ever re-buy it, but if it does, it's lasted a long time. So yeah, this is my review for Season 1. Again, like with Bottom, just watching each episode, so spread over a night or so each throughout the week, and then making videos after. And obviously loved this show ever since I first saw it. I suppose at first glance it's kind of like Men Behaving Badly-esque or Peep Show, even Bottom. It's fairly three people in a flat who don't seem to like each other all that much. It's pretty funny, and of course the main thing is the actor who plays Matt, Ben Chaplin in Season 1, left, became a major Hollywood film star, got replaced with Neil Stuke in Season 2 and 3. Season 2 or 3, Neil Stuke was the first Matt I saw, so I do prefer him, but I like that he's different. If anything, he's more vulnerable than the Season 1 Matt, who's more of a psycho. But it's great, and it's a shame that Ben Chaplin couldn't do more, but fair enough. It's a TV show versus Hollywood. What are you going to choose? So yeah, this is just for the first season. So episode 1, so these were aired out slightly out of order, it's believed, but I'm just going by the DVD order. So episode 1, Big Wednesday, that is the one where it's kind of the same as usual. They're stuck in the flat. You kind of get to know the characters a bit. Martin is like this wimpish guy who desperately wants a girlfriend. Matt's the apparently cool guy, but he's just a complete asshole. I don't know why Martin seems to idolise him so much. And then there's Mandy, who been to uni, really clever, but ends up doing secretary jobs and sleeping with a bunch of men that she doesn't even like. And of course Matt loves to call her out on that every single time. It's pretty terrible, but very, very funny stuff. And she doesn't just take just Matt, not Martin, just Matt's abuse. She happily gives it back because Matt is agoraphobic. Ever since his parents' death, it all presumably all built up, and he ended up being terrified of going out. And there are moments where he does try to go out. So yeah, episode 1, Mandy's got a boxer boyfriend. Matt tries to act all cool and tough, and it doesn't work. He's clearly terrified. The boyfriend accidentally puts his beer on the table, but it does not realising it's Matt's beloved surfboard that he never goes out surfing on, but cherishes. And Matt's too scared to say anything. It's pretty good. Martin meets a girl, and something goes completely wrong, and he blows it. He runs off to get some condoms, and realises he doesn't know where she lives, and he has to go home. Very funny. Episode 2 is Working Girls. Apologise for not remembering the titles. Unfortunately, that unlike South Park, I don't have them printed on the box. But basically, season 2, episode 2, that's Martin's birthday. Matt decides, to do what things Martin would like, which is hire a prostitute for him, but not tell him she's a prostitute. And when Martin can't go through with it, Matt tries to get what he paid for, and she rejects him because apparently she doesn't fancy him. She prefers women. Not that I'm sure that shouldn't have a prostitute, but it's great. Matt obviously doesn't understand why he's not desirable to all women. Yeah, pretty funny episode. I tend to usually skip it, but it's a good one. Episode 3, it's probably my least favourite. A lot of it is Matt in the flat all day. About half the episode is him just doing his usual stuff. It's pretty damn funny. Impressions of people like Clint Eastwood, Robert De Niro. It's a good episode, but they kind of do it again in episode 5, and it's the whole episode is dedicated to Matt's antics. So probably the weak one because episode 5 does it a lot better. And the other plot is Mandy thinks she's got this great job opportunity in Bermuda, and of course she doesn't. The guy just lies to sleep with her. Amazingly, Mandy doesn't, so good on her for once. Episode 4, that is what is episode 4? Oh yes, Martin wants to become a teacher. He's realised he's falling into the trap that we all do of just doing the same job that he doesn't even like that much for years on end. He's a bank clerk, doesn't seem to enjoy the job that much, but keeps doing it and decides to become a teacher. Matt originally doesn't like it, calls him a traitor, skunk pussy bastard. But when I was like, what was that about? Oh, I just wanted to quote De Niro there. I think Taxi Driver, it might be Matt's favourite film. He loves Robert De Niro when he played these people. So yeah, it goes pretty badly. Matt accepts Martin wants to leave, advertises his room, and all the women that he interviews, he just scares off. All he asks them about is what type of hard or soft bed they like. It's absolutely great. And of course, they all reject him. One woman, I guess Matt doesn't scare off, actually moves in, but after Martin realises being a teacher is he's not cut out for it after a bunch of Year 7 girls beat him, strip him, and leave him in the toilets. He realises his school life isn't quite like what I assume is some sort of early 1900s private boys' school where he's walking over a mortarboard in his dreams. It's great stuff. And yeah, the real school's nothing like that. Martin decides he's going to stick with his old boring job and not move out, but Matt plans to kick him out anyway. They're out in the middle of the night, doesn't bother to give him any warning, just Jessica's here, get out. And she's not too thrilled because she thought it would be an empty room, as you would. And of course, Matt's agoraphobia kicks in. He can't rush out to stop her, so he just takes it out on Martin again. Pretty good episode. The school stuff's great. Martin's like delusions about school life compared to what it actually is. And the other plot of that one is Mandy's got a boyfriend. It's getting serious. She's gotten really bored with this long-term, not even a week-long relationship. Goes out to meet men. Of course, meets one, but decides she's got to let it go and accept that she's actually possibly in love with her boyfriend. And of course, he takes her to meet his family, and his brother is the guy she snogged in a bar. So yeah, pretty terrible time. How unlucky she was, but of course she's single in the next episode, so you can just tell what's happened. Because unlike a lot of sitcoms, things do carry over. Like episode 1, Mandy accidentally burns Matt's surfboard with an iron, thinking it's the ironing board, and then there is one episode where it's not burned, so it may be out of order, but otherwise you can always see the burn mark on the top of it. But yeah, so that's what happened. So episode 5, I was saying earlier, that's Matt on his own all day. It's incredibly funny. It starts out with him suffering from insomnia, and he plays pretty good. Credit to him, Manic Street Preacher's song from Gold Against the Soul from Despair's Aware, full blast at 4 a.m. It's it's great. Mandy's screaming him to shut up. He's like, fascist cow, because Manic's of course anti-fascist, and he just assumes Mandy is because she doesn't like him blasting music out at 4 a.m. And yeah, you just see everything Matt is doing throughout the day. He's trying to seduce pizza delivery women over the phone. It goes well, but he panics, and maybe Matt's not as confident with the women as he thinks he is, even though he's absolutely in there, as he says. But no, he panics. She leaves and can't bring himself to go make a move on her, so he just takes the pizza, and he's just watching cartoons all day. Of course, doing more impressions like Taxi Driver, Clint Eastwood. Stuck in the middle, you see him use a comb to saw a teddy bear's ear off, and then the best part of all, he goes into Mandy's room, tries on her underwear, and falls asleep in her bed. Oh, it's absolutely great, just the moment when you see that what he's wearing, nice fancy red underwear, yep. And of course, main theme is that Mandy doesn't pay any rent. Martin clearly does, but Mandy doesn't. She keeps getting away with it, and the only way Matt can have Mandy not tell Martin what he's done is to let her off between £2,000 and £3,000 rent, because Matt's just so generous. He's such a great landlord. That's great. And again, Mandy's got a new boyfriend, except he's actually gay, fancies Matt, shockingly. I mean, Matt's in good shape, but he's just such a loathsome person, and yeah, you got to wonder why anyone would fancy Matt. He just thinks Martin's nice, but yeah, it's great. The guy Sean is constantly smiling at both. It's really weird. Matt's actually willingly making a cup of tea just to get away from this guy, because Matt's clearly uncomfortable around other men. So yeah, very funny episode. Just great watching the stuff Matt gets up to, and it's when he's home alone, and why he needs his friends, not just making a cup of tea, but just because he's that lonely and bored by himself. And then episode 6 is the final one. Oh, here comes my dog. Hello, Albie. Hello, boy. He's just got back from his walk. Yeah, episode 6, that's the finale. What happens there is... Blimey, I watched this one last night, so I should have a better memory of it. It is... Oh, yes, of course. Mandy goes away for the weekend with some rich friends she knows, and it goes pretty terribly. They're all nice until the guys say they want to stick with Mandy instead of the other women, and then everyone turns on her. Martin goes out with his only other friend, Wally Bazoom from the bank. Excuse me, the dog's forcing his way through. And yeah, again, Matt's kind of on his own. He's really happy to see Martin once, just be so miserable by himself again. He's not too thrilled with watching TV shows about the links between loneliness and suicide in young guys. So he's then Martin's going out and he gets mad. Matt tries to entertain himself with music until his new neighbours, right above them, are a band playing. Matt actually goes out, gets out his front door, guy's technically called Tough, puts on sunglasses, wears a baseball bat, goes to like confront the guys who are playing. Of course, he doesn't. He just has a complete panic attack. Their singer just storms out. Matt's totally terrified, passes out, and then gets accepted as the singer of the new band, of the band. So that's actually, yeah, Matt, he's not outside, like out into the open, but he actually leaves his flat, even if he's still in the building. It's obviously good progress, but it all goes wrong. They get a gig. Matt, of course, after like maybe a day or two of leaving the flat, is certainly not ready to actually go outside at all. You know, they just don't care. They force him into the pub to perform. He just completely panics, starts screaming and crying on the floor. The band aren't happy, kick him out. Turns out the press think Matt's going to be a star because his like screaming and crying is to represent like how bad they've got it, because the band show themselves as like unloved, hated, despised, the fool for the world. And then one of the members has got a mobile, which in 1995, you normally have to be fairly well off to have a mobile phone. It's pretty funny. And yeah, Mandy returns home really miserable. Martin comes there, they go to the pub, come back. Martin actually thinks he's got a shot. He doesn't. And Matt, in his like obviously traumatized from being forced outside, decides to like climb into bed with Martin and Mandy. And Mandy just looks like miserable, having her two housemates like sleeping in the same bed next to her. And yeah, in the end, after Matt gets the review, he decides he's retiring, and that's it. You know, things stay the same, and you just think, next series, maybe Matt will start going out there. Yeah, good series. Opens really well. No bad episodes, just episode 3, and it's probably one you would usually skip. But yeah, and he gets better, and I just like Ben Chaplin's take. He's like really psychotic and mad. I'm glad Neil Stuke is a bit different. He's more like, when you see the vulnerable side of Ben Chaplin's Matt, that's kind of what Neil Stuke's Matt is more like, a bit more often. But yeah, they're great. Samantha Jonas plays Mandy. Obviously done loads of stuff since this, like EastEnders. And I haven't really seen the actor who played Martin in anything. I guess this just happens to some people, but you know, it was only a 3-series show in the end. There's no guarantee of any real success, but yeah, I like it. Game On's very, very funny. Of course, it's offensive. You know, the people, you know, some people these days hate that stuff and love to talk about how offensive and wrong everything is. So I'm sure, much like shows like Little Britain, it would never get made today. But who cares? I mean, Matt treats ginger people like Martin terribly. So he's like loose women like Mandy terribly, and they don't seem too bothered by it. They like hate him for his behaviour. But yeah, it might offend you if you're a bit more sensitive to that. But if not, just it's a very, very funny show, and just, you know, have a laugh. It's great. So yeah, that's it. I'm watching Bottom at the moment, so my series 2 Bottom review will be up in a few days. After that, I'll do Game On. I'm kind of just rotating Bottom, Game On. And after that, Father Ted and Gavin and Stacey. So yeah, any requests, please put that into the comments. If you like the video, like and subscribe, and see you next time. Okay, bye.